Well, it's a bit of a wet and windy day today. Now I'm down on Guernsey's west coast and I'm going to be doing some lure fishing for bass. Now I haven't been out that much with the lure rod lately. Been a mixture of bad weather, bad tide times when I've not been at work. I've been doing a little bit of bait fishing as well. So yeah, it'd be nice to get out with the lure rod for a couple of hours. Yeah, like I said, I'm down on the west coast because we've got a strong southerly wind today, and I'm going to be fishing a few marks which, to be honest, I don't really fish that often. I haven't been down here since the summer, and there's a couple of marks I'm going to fish all along the side of the coastline. Yeah, and just see how it goes really. Most of them are going to be deep water marks, or sort of fairly deep water marks. The tide is dropping, so it'll be getting a bit more shallower, but yeah, lure of choice to start with is going to be the Sidewinder minnow, which is a 30-gram soft plastic, which I'll be able to ping out, hopefully with the wind behind me, get it out quite far and into some deeper water. So I'm going to make my way along the rocks now, and I'm really hoping today we can pick out a bass. So let's see how it goes. Now I'm just walking out to a mark which is I'm going to be fishing into probably 6 to 8 feet of water, but it's all over sandy ground. It's very rocky around these parts, but where I'll be casting on clean sand, and you do get bass around here. Yeah, I've not fished it too much, this particular spot, but it's always worth a go. Some of these rocks are super slippery. So yeah, I've been dying to get back out with the lure rod. It's just frustrating at the moment, like everybody's frustrated with this lockdown, but we only have an allocated time of 2 hours to be outdoors at the moment. So yeah, I've gone out a couple of times, and obviously if you blanket a spot, it doesn't really give you time to drive elsewhere and give another place a go. So that's kind of the end of your session for the day. Go home in a bad mood. That's how it goes. So there's a lot of swell about. We've had a lot of swell for the last, well, week and a half, I'd say. And it's looking quite swelly round here, but I'm nearly at the mark, so gonna get fishing. Well, I've not even had a single cast yet, and I just got soaked. Big wave come in, so that's what I mean about there being a lot of swell at the moment. I was just getting ready to throw the lure out and I got absolutely drenched. There's another big wave coming. There's probably going to be a fair bit of weed in the water, but we'll see how we get on. And I'll stay here for a little bit and then I'll move along, just try some different spots. You get the odd wave come in, which is just mental. So much power behind it. Swell is just relentless. It's non-stop. There's no breaks between it at all. Right, so I'm not hanging around today. I've had about 20 casts there and nothing's happening. So I'm on the move. I'm going to head a bit further up the beach here, well, sort of onto the next bay, and see if I can get onto some rock stairs. The tide's dropping, it might still be a little bit high, but I'm going to go and give it a look, fish there for a little bit, and I've got another spot I want to try as the tide drops a little bit more. So let's do it. Well, there's nothing happening at this spot yet. Same story as the other spot though. Big swells coming in and no fish. But I'm going to switch up to a skerry for a little bit, and then I'll give it another 10 or 15 casts here. And like I said, I'm not hanging around today, so I'll get to the other spot if nothing else comes from this. The wind is absolutely howling as well. Luckily it's behind me. Now there's no way I'm going to be able to get this lure as far as I was casting that other sidewinder lure. But if there's any bass about, it should be close enough into the shore that they're going to see it. Okay, this is going to be the last spot that I'm going to try. I've got about 20 minutes. I'm coming up to the 2 hours allocated time we have, and this is the story of my life so far during lockdown, not finding any bass. So this spot is rough ground, mostly big boulders, very similar to how what I'm walking over at the moment. Shallow rough ground. And what I can say is, if there are going to be any bass here, then one of these lures is going to be the one to find them. Evo bass launce. I'm starting with this blue one. I've also got some of the sabres, which Michael at Evo Bass was really kind enough to send me, and I'm definitely going to be hammering some lure fishing over the next couple of weeks, focusing more so on that. So yeah, let's see if this spot produces. Fingers crossed. I'll just be giving it a couple of casts from here, coming up to the end of fishing session now. No bass today, unfortunately, but that's just how it goes sometimes. It's still nice to come out. It'd be even nicer if you caught fish. Well, the swell's been absolutely relentless today. Well, that's going to be it for today. I'm heading back to the car now. No luck on the bass, which is a shame, but yeah, it's a bit difficult at the moment. There's plenty of bass about. It's loads, tons being caught. On my part, really, it's just every time I've gone out, it's not really been the right tide I want to fish. Today the tide was dropping, which some of the spots I went to should have. It's not rare to catch bass there at all when the tide's dropping. It's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, unfortunate not to get any fish that I could show you today. But yeah, at least this video probably just show you how it goes sometimes. Everybody has a blank every now and then. Sometimes it can last a few days, sometimes weeks. We're all in the same boat. But yeah, I'm hoping next week I can get out a bit more. Well, not necessarily more, but just on some better tides and better times of the tide as well, that I personally prefer to fish. So yeah, I'll definitely be out and about, still hunting the bass as always. But until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.